Prime Minister Modi's brief visit to the UAE delivered significant strategic and economic outcomes for India at a time of geopolitical uncertainty in West Asia and concerns over disruptions to global energy and shipping routes. India and the UAE announced a series of agreements covering defense, energy, infrastructure and investment. One of the key outcomes was the signing of a framework agreement for a strategic defense partnership. The deal is expected to deepen cooperation in defense manufacturing, military technology, maritime security and broader strategic coordination between the two sides. Energy security emerged as a major focus during the visit. India and the UAE signed a memorandum of understanding on strategic petroleum reserves, aimed at strengthening India's preparedness against volatility in global crude markets and possible supply disruptions. The two sides, in fact, also concluded an agreement on long-term supplies of liquefied petroleum gas, or LPG, to ensure more stable energy flows to India. For India, the partnership with the UAE is increasingly becoming central to its strategy of diversifying energy sources and reducing exposure to global price shocks. The UAE also announced investments worth $5 billion in Indian infrastructure and finance. The two sides also signed an MOU to develop a ship repair cluster in Gujarat. In fact, the project is expected to strengthen India's maritime infrastructure and position the country as a regional hub for ship maintenance and repair services. India and the UAE have emerged as major economic partners in recent years, especially after the signing of the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. Bilateral trade has already crossed the $100 billion mark, and both countries are now targeting $200 billion in trade over the coming years. In fact, for more on these developments, take a look at this report sent by Siddhant Sibal.
The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to UAE is seen as important in terms of economic terms. The big focus is on the investments when it comes to India's infrastructure areas, but also when it comes to energy. We know that there are deals when it comes to LNG and in strategic reserves. Now, UAE is seen as one of the most important partners of India in the West Asian region, and this visit firms up that. In fact, that the trade has already reached the $100 billion mark is something that is much celebrated both sides. Both sides are aiming to take the trade to almost $200 billion by the year 2032. And this visit, of course, not only focuses on trade, but also on the defense aspect of the relationship, which has seen increased engagement. In fact, we have seen military officials from both India and UAE traveling to India and UAE, each other's countries, and that shows that how that aspect is also firming up. So, Danceable for WION in New Delhi.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.